It speaks to the human condition, especially as an artist. What is the value of your art and putting it out into the world? And recently, this music producer puts in some prompts. They generate an avatar for this AI musician, and then they generate. I don't think they even write the lyrics. He generates the lyrics, and then they play the song. I'm going to play a little bit of the song first because I want you to hear it. This is they actually published the song, and so here it is. This is a fully AI artist and song. So that song in particular, obviously, it's very well done. It really tugs on the heartstrings, and I guess that can be calculated. I think I heard this, and there's a lot of we have to try to not be afraid of this stuff and try to understand it. What I would say as an artist is, what makes you unique is you. You shouldn't let this stuff bother you, because ultimately we make art to communicate, and I make art personally because it helps me operate in the world. It makes me feel better if I work on my art. Similar to someone who just, when they work hard, they feel better. So this AI stuff, I guess, we could see it more of as a companion. And it's not that I don't use AI and stuff. I did a doc where I generated some B-roll just because it was historic, and I didn't have the budget to go out and put people in period clothing and stuff like that. So it can definitely be used tastefully. I think the conundrum is that, you hear this song and there's no one to even congratulate, right? You say, wow, that's a beautiful song. You can't congratulate the artist because they're not there, they're not real. And I think that's that humans may have trouble with that, because jealousy is very ugly, and it's not helpful. And one of the ways you can placate that often is just by congratulating someone and saying, awesome, great job, because really that has nothing to do with them. That has to be your own mission. So it becomes a little more complicated when there's no one to even congratulate. That being said, the AI stuff really has nothing to do with you as an artist. And so you should keep making your art and ignore whatever you want to ignore, and keep driving and making your art. And over time, it probably will matter, because it'll be artisanal. It'll be artisanal. It'll be made by a human artist. And I think that can be, beautiful. Human-made stuff. There'll be a market for that, human-made stuff. I cannot help but thinking of the, what is that? Old John Henry, that story about there was a machine that drove railroad pikes into the ground, but John Henry was the best human, worker, and he basically raced this machine, and I think they tied, and I think he died. I think that's the moral of the story. So all that to say, yeah, I don't think you compete with this. I think you stay on your own track and you make your art. And also to keep in mind, any AI is an emulation of human work. So yeah, it's a big stew. It's generated, but it's purely generated on, you can say, the collective human soul. The work is generated from the collective human soul. And so, in a weird way, it's an extension of humanity. At least that's the way I see it now. I may not feel that way down the road. So, I guess don't let it get you down. You make your art and you don't worry about it. Those are just some thoughts I had when listening to it. I think because it was so good, it really bothered me. But, you have to address these things, and you have to keep going. And that's the only way through to the other side. It's like I was saying, if I ever win a big award or something, my speech would be something like, you can lose hope, you can lose faith, but don't stop working on your art. It's the only way through. And if your dreams fall apart, you have to pick yourself up and build new ones. That's kind of what Video Dreams is all about. So anyway, if you are in the Chicago area, it's Lake County, you can see Video Dreams, as well as Torino Underground in Italy, and Sheffield at the Spirit of Independence,